It's time for Tech 24, and joining me in the studio is Charlotte Lamb. Now, Charlotte, we've been talking a lot about viral trends and AI, but are we now beginning to see the beginning of a public reckoning with one of the biggest names in the industry?
Well, it certainly could be a first, at least in terms of mass and momentum, since artificial intelligence came bursting into our lives and a part of our everyday lives at that. So I just have to ask, have you been seeing this on your social media lately?
I joined the Quit GPT movement. It took me 10 seconds.
चैट जीपीटी को अनइंस्टॉल कर दो यानी कि क्विट जीपीटी ये
People are sensing something that I think is exactly right. This is a winnable fight.
Biggest AI revolt in history is happening right now and it's reshaping the entire market.
ليه لازم نقاطع تشات جي بي تي؟ من أيام بدأت دعوات كتير لمقاطعة تشات جي بي تي وده
You still don't know the wild things that are happening in SF right now? Seriously, do you have your head in the sand?
through ChatGPT.
So, Catherine, that's all a part of the Quit GPT campaign, as we heard, which started out as a so-called grass movement, mainly on niche tech forums and Reddit, but it seems that's not the case anymore. This campaign is encouraging people to do as it's called, which is uninstall and unsubscribe to the world's most used AI chatbot. But it's by no means a new campaign. It actually started earlier in the year. It was really driven by two grievances. That's a substantial donation made by OpenAI's president to MAGA, and reports that the US immigration agency ICE is using screening tools powered by ChatGPT. This plus we saw videos circulating online of agents using the bot. So it did pick up momentum in the US, but now it's going global. And at the moment that truly seems to send it viral, rather, is that late last month that OpenAI signed a deal with the Pentagon, as we all know, to deploy its AI models to its classified network. This, of course, just hours after main rival Anthropic denied that exact same contract, saying it could not in good conscience agree to the terms that could enable mass surveillance of Americans or fully autonomous weapons.
So, Charlotte, what numbers are we actually talking about here on this campaign? And can a boycott like this really hurt a company the size of OpenAI?
Well, the numbers already are pretty impressive, even though we don't have an exact breakdown. The Quit GPT campaign says 4 million people have taken part. We don't know exactly whether that's pledging to stop using the app or if they've already uninstalled it or they've already unsubscribed and they're no longer paying. Maybe they've simply shared it or they've signed up saying they would eventually do it. But we do have some more concrete numbers, and that is that Forbes last reported earlier this month that 1.5 million people have left the platform, and that's since the Pentagon deal was announced. And mobile analytics firm Sensor Tower reported that ChatGPT app uninstalls spiked up to 295% above the usual baseline for uninstallments, and that also came after the contract. So can this actually hurt AI, or OpenAI rather? That's the big question. For more, I've been speaking to American sociologist Dana Fisher, who does study these online trends and social resistance. Let's take a listen.
That's the million-dollar question, or maybe I guess it's the billion-dollar question, is really what does it matter and how much does it actually affect the bottom line of ChatGPT? Because I think that for this company and for AI companies more generally, it is all about the degree to which these pushbacks to the ways that AI is being spread into all sorts of our daily lives, the way that it's being experienced and the ways people are pushing back to it. If the companies see this in their bottom line, and that's what the Quit GPT campaign is all about, getting people to commit to using AI less and even to canceling subscriptions. If they see it there, that will matter. And we know that these types of consumer actions and consumer campaigns can be really effective in getting companies to change policies. Although I'm not sure that their ask is really feasible, in that these companies aren't going to go away, and the transition to making AI part of our everyday lives, it seems like that train has left the station.
Now, as we just heard there, it's worth being clear that this isn't people turning against AI exactly, is it?
Well, this campaign seemed to have started from a group of left-leaning activists, and we have seen certainly that celebrities like Mark Ruffalo have now joined the campaign. But the organisers say they're not giving up on AI. Instead, they're redirecting users and people interested to join its competitors or to look at more ethical sources. They're suggesting competitors like Gemini, Claude, and other open source options. In fact, Claude shot to #1 on the US App Store in the days following the Pentagon deal, overtaking ChatGPT for the first time ever. So this isn't an anti-AI movement. It's a movement about who controls AI and what values they hold. What seems to be happening here is that a debate which has been circulating among researchers, experts, and academics for years about AI safety guardrails and corporate accountability seems to be hitting the more general public this time than just certain groups.
Big issues to keep an eye on. Thank you so much, Charlotte. That's Charlotte Lamb, and that is it for this edition of Tech 24.